All right, footy fans, welcome to the YTF Footy Show with Teamless Tuesday. We're only a week away from Origin. I'm excited. I hope you fans are too, as we all do. All you footy fans, I know you've got to love Origin. Everyone loves Origin. We're only a week away, can't wait. A few different changes to both sides, really. Queensland and New South Wales. Be interesting to see how it pans out. We've only got a few games to get through, so the video will probably be roughly about the same because there's a lot of ins and outs for all the teams pretty much, especially Panthers and Roosters. Anyway, so we'll quickly get into it. First game we have is a Thursday night game between the Eels and the Sharkies. So Eels will be missing Jermaine Hopgood, but good news for Eels fans and all you Eels supporters. Got to be happy having Mitchy Mose, Clint Gutherson and Will Penasini back. The other ins are Wiremu Greg and Ryan Madison, which I do believe, I know Madison's on the bench, but on the extended bench. And Wiremu Greg actually is in the, he's in the starting 17. And then for Sharkies, no Cam McInnes, no Nico Hines, but they get Braden Trindle, Brennan Hemuele. Who else they get back? So yeah, Trindle goes into the halves for Nico, and Hemuele just goes onto the bench. Jack Williams moves to the starting side. Anyway, we'll quickly get through the team list, guys. So for Eels, we have King Gutho back at fullback, guys. You've got to be happy about that. Wingers will be Mike Acevo and Bailey Simpson. Centers will be Will Penasini and Sean Russell. Halves will be Dylan Brown and Mitchy Mose. Front rows will be Regan Campbell-Gillard and Junior Polo. Brendan Hands will be a hooker. Kalal Matangi and Bryce Cartwright will be your second rows, with Joe Offahengawi starting at lock for Jermaine Hopgood. Eels interchange will be made up by 14 Blaze Talagai, 15 Sean Lane, 16 Makahesi Makatoa and 17 Wiremu Greg. Sharks lineup will look like pretty much unchanged, guys, apart from old Trindle moving in and Jack Williams for Cam McInnes. But fullback will be Will Kennedy, wingers will be Sione Katoa and Ronaldo Mulatalo. Centres will be Jesse Ramian and Kale Iro. Halves will be Daniel Atkinson and Braden Trindle. Front rows will be Big Tommy Hazelton and Oregon Kafusi. Blake Brayley will be your hooker. Second rows will be Britton Nakora and Tig Wilton. And Jack Williams will be your lock. Sharks interchange will be made up by 14 Sifa Talakai, 15 Toby Rudolph, 16 Royce Hunt and 17 Brennan Hemuele. Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. I think Eels will notch up a win there with their pack being bolstered now with Big King Gutho back and Mitchy Mose. Mitchy Mose should hopefully steer the team around and get them a dub. Sharks were woeful last week, man. Couldn't even put a point on. Kudos to the Panthers, but played well. Played extremely well. Anyway, so first Friday night game, guys, we have the Doggies taking on the Knights. Bradman Best is out, but we already knew. Daniel Saifidi is back, and Christian Mapapalangi will be coming in for Bradman Best. Where's Big Tyson's on the bench. Doggies fans, so Hutchinson's back, Kurt Mann's back, and Pawasa Farmasili will come into the side. But sad news for Doggies fans, no Stephen Crichton, no Matt Burt, and no Viliami Kikau for the next 4 to 6 weeks with that finger injury. So sad news for Doggies fans, but to be honest, Kikau hasn't been playing his best footy of late, in my opinion. past 2 weeks have been, like, he's been playing really good footy, probably one of the best in the comp in the second row, but Magic Round was pretty woeful for kicks, and he didn't even have his best game against the Dragons in the 44-12 whomping. Anyways, so we'll quickly go for the lineups, guys. There are no biggies, no Origin players for the Knights, but still a few injuries on the front foot with KP, Bradman Best, and Tyson Gamble, I do believe, are all injured. Anyways, so fullback will be David Armstrong. Wingers will be Inari Tuala and Greg Marju. Dane Gagai and Christian Mapapalangi will be your centres. Halves will be Jack Cogger and Jackson Hastings. Front rows will be Jacob Saifidi and Big Bopper Leo Thompson. Jaden Brayley will be your hooker. Second rows will be Kai Pearce Paul and Dylan Lucas, and Adam Elliott will be your lock. Knights interchange will be made up by 14 Phoenix Crosland, 15 Tyson Frizzell, 16 Daniel Saifidi, and 17 Brody Jones. Doggies lineup will be Connor Tracy at fullback, Blake Wilson coming into the side for Crichton, while Jacob Kuraz moves to the centres. So wingers will be Blake Wilson and Josh Adokar. Centres will be Bronson Cherry and Jacob Kuraz. Drew Hutchison and Toby Sexton will be your halves. Max King and Sam Hughes will be your front rows, with Reed Marnie at hooker. Second rows will be Jacob Preston and Jermaine Salmon, and Kurt Mann will be your lock. Doggies interchange will be with 14 Bailey Hayward, 15 Josh Curran, 16 Curtis Moran, and 17 Pawasa Farmasili. So Pawasa Farmasili comes onto the bench, and Jacob Preston moves into the starting side. With Matt Burton out, Drew Hutchison comes into the halves, and Kurt Mann moves to run on lock to keep Josh Curran on the bench. Moving on, we have Panthers taking on the Dragons. So, outs. We'll go through the outs for Panthers first. So, no Brian To'o due to Origin duties, same as Dylan Edwards, Isaiah Yeo, Jerome Luai, and Liam Martin. But Matt Eisen, who's also out. But ins, we have Brad Schneider, Maverick Guy, Preston Ricky, and Tyrone Peachy all coming into the side to fill those. And for the Dragons, no Ben Hunt, no Ham Saleh, no Jack Bird, no Jaden Sewer, and no Zach Lomax. But Dragons lose Sewer, Lomax, and Hunt to Origin duties. Coming into the side, we have Ben Murdoch-Masilla, both the Feagai brothers, Matt and Max Feagai. Jesse Marshke comes into the starting side to play halfback, and Sione Finau comes on to the wing, so he's coming in. Makali Ravawala's been dropped to the reserves. Not sure why that is, but anyway, we'll run through the lineups, guys. So Panthers, we have Dane Laurie at fullback, Sonny Tarava and Jesse McLean will be the wingers. Centers will be Isaac Tungo and Paul Alamotti. Halves will be Jack Cole and Brad Schneider. Front rows will be Big Mo Leota and James Fisher-Harris. Mitch Kenny will be hooker. Second rows will be Scott Sorensen and Liam Henry, and Lindsay Smith will be a lock. Panthers interchange will be made up by Trent Talia, Preston Ricky at 14. 15 will be Preston Ricky. Maverick Guy will be 16, and 17 will be Tyrone Peachy. Dragons lineup. We have Tyrrell Sloan at fullback, Sione Finau and Matthew Feagai will be your wingers. Centers will be Moses Sully and Max Feagai. Kyle Flanagan and Jesse Marshke will be your halves. Francis Molo and Jack DeBellin will be your front rowers. Jacob Little will be your hooker. Second rows will be Ray Marina and Luciano Leilua, and Tom Eisenhuth will be a lock. Dragons interchange will be made up of 14 Blake Laurie, 15 Ben Murdoch Masilla, 16 and 17 will be Ryan and Toby Couchman. The Couchman brothers just lounging around. Should be a pretty good game, I reckon. Panthers still have their big boppers. The two big monsters up front. Moving on, we have Dolphins and Raiders. So Raiders lose Huddy Young to Origin, and Dolphins lose Hamatabiwai Fido and Felice Kafusi. Trey Fuller comes into the side for Hammer, and I do believe Anthony Milford's on the bench. I'll get to that in a minute. Who comes in for Huddy Young? Ata Mariota moves to the starting side, and Simi Sasagi comes onto the bench. Anyway, we'll quickly get through the lineups, guys. So Dolphins, we have Trey Fuller at fullback. Wingers will be Jermaine Osako and Jack Bostock. Jake Avarillo and Herbie Farnworth will be your centres. Cody Nikorima and Isaiah Cattell will be your halves. Jesse Bromwich and Mark Nichols will be your front rows. Jeremy Marshall-King will be your hooker. Second rows will be Connolly Lemuele and Ewan Aitken, and Max Plath will be your lock. Dolphins interchange will be made up by 14 Josh Kerr, 15 Kenny Bromwich, 16 Ray Stone, and 17 Anthony Milford. I was right, yeah, Milford's coming into the come onto the bench. Anyway, Raiders line up. We have Jordan Rapana at fullback. Wingers will be Nick Kotrick and Xavier Savage. Centres will be Matthew Timoko and Seb Chris. Halves will be Ethan Strange and KO Weeks. Front rows will be Josh Papali'i and Joseph Tarpany. Danny Levi will be hooker. Second rows will be Elliot Whitehead and Ata Mariota. And Morgan Smithies will be... Still no Horsburgh, man. Can't fight his way into the side. Old Horsburgh. But yeah, Morgan Smithies will be a lock. Raiders interchange will be made up by 14 Tom Sarling, 15 Simi Sasagi, 16 Trey Mooney, 17 Emre Gula. So yeah, they don't lose too much to Origin, either team. Roosters taking on the Cowboys. So we'll go through the outs for the Roosters. So no Angus Crichton, no Egan Butcher. That's sad news. He could be gone for the rest of the season with ACL. So that's bad news. But yeah, no Crichton, no Angus Crichton, no Joseph Sawali, no Lindsay Collins, and no Spencer Leniu. So they lose all those guys to Origin duties. Coming into the side, we have Michael Jennings, Nat Butcher, Satili Tupano, and Su Wong. Cowboys, so we lose Jeremiah Nanai, Murray Taulagi, Reece Robson, Ruben Cotter, Tom Deardens, and Val Holmes. So we lose all those guys to Origin duties. Coming into the side will be Braden Burns comes in, Jake Clifford. And then the rest of the guys are just pretty much usually the bench players anyway. With Thomas McKaylee. Yeah, Thomas McKaylee. Oh, Harrison Edwards makes his debut for the Cowboys. The signing from Doggies. Oh, and Jamal Shibasaki. I'd like to see that big bopper go. I've seen him play in lower grades. He's not bad. He's a pretty good player. Definitely an up-and-comer. Sorry about my nose, guys. Still being a bit crook. That's why I didn't do Monday wrap-up and review. But I'm going to promise to get these videos back up and running. Last week was a bit slack with moving house and stuff. But anyways. So we'll go through Roosters lineup. They're looking pretty solid. They don't really lose any real key players. So yeah, James Tedesco fullback. Well, they lose suppose they lose Big Bopper, Lindsay Collins, Spencer Leniu, and Angus Crichton. So yeah, they are pretty critical players, but they didn't really lose any of their spine, which is pretty good. They've still got Luke Keary, Sam Walker, Tedesco, and Brennan Smith. And most of their bench boppers are good anyway, the Roosters. Anyway, sorry guys, rattling on. So yeah, James Tedesco at fullback, Daniel Tupou and Dom Young will be your wingers. Centres will be Fatuli Palga and Joey Manu. Luke Keary and Sam Walker will be your halves. Jared Warrior-Hargreaves and Terrell May will be your front rowers. Brendan Cheese Smith will be your hooker. Nat Butcher and Victor Radley will be your second rowers, with Nafua White at lock. Roosters interchange will be made up by 14, Sandon Smith, 15, Sue Wong, 16, Statili Tupano, and 17, Michael Jennings. Cowboys interchange will be made up by fullbacks, Scotty Drinkwater. Wingers will be Kyle Felt and Braden Burns. Tom Chester and Vilami Valet will be your centers. Jake Clifford and Chad Townsend will be your halves. Jordan McLean and Griffin Neem will be your front rows. Drake Granville will be your hooker. Helen Lukey and Finafuiaki will be your second rowers. And Thomas McKaylee will be your lock. Cowboys interchange will be made up by 14, Sam McIntyre, 15, Harrison Edwards, 16, Jamal Shibasaki, and 17, Jason Taumalolo. Be some interesting games to tip. Probably definitely leaning towards the Roosters. Raiders and Dolphins will be a tough one. Doggies and Knights will be tough. I'm definitely going to be tipping Eels. That's one thing I will be saying, guys. I think with Mitchy Mose back on deck and Big King Gutho at fullback, can't guarantee it, because Sharks are going to want to bounce back after a very piss poor performance last week against the Panthers. But Eels, they definitely want to start winning some games. Can they do it with Trent Barrett as coach? Don't think so, but I think Mitchy Mose should be enough to boost that squad and get them over the line. Let me know who you're going for next Wednesday in the comments section, guys. I'd like to know if you're Blues supporters or New South Wales supporters. Blues or Queensland supporters, guys. So whether you're a maroon cane toad or a blue cockroach, be good to get your feedback or comment in the comment section. A bit of banter's always good, you know that. Anyway, we'll have an updated video tomorrow. Just because I do believe there is meant to be maybe some late changes to a couple of those teams. But yeah, I'll do my video of tips and predictions tomorrow, guys. Love all your fans. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. YTF Footy Show signing out. Peace.